covering LatAm headlines, and I'm joined in the studio by a very special guest. We have Agustin Cikes, co-founder and COO of LatAm Media Group. Hello, Agustin.
Hi, how are you, Kate?
I'm very well, thank you.
It's a real pleasure to be here with you.
Yeah, good to have you
it is.
here.
Yeah.
Good to be in London, I propose.
It's the best, one of the best events in the world. So we are really happy with Clarion, with all what they've done with this amazing show, but with the city. We love London, so we are really happy.
And you were saying to me before the interview that this is your 6th ICE London, is that right?
Yeah, my first time was in 2017. So I came here 18, 19, 20. Unfortunately, we couldn't do it in 2021 due to COVID, but we are here now. That's the most important thing.
Brilliant, and great to have you. So tell us a bit about LatAm Media Group.
Well, LatAm Media Group is a media company. We are based in Argentina, but we work in all Latin America. We own a betting magazine. It's a online betting focused magazine that we distribute in all the main trade shows in Latin America, in Peru, in Argentina, in Colombia. So that gives us a continuous feedback with the community, with the Latin American community, and thanks to that, to our social networks and through our website, we built a very nice and strong community in the region, so we can help those companies from Europe or the US or Asia that can come to the region, make them understand how to work in Latin America, that it's not easy, that all the countries are different, that we don't need to think in Latin America as a whole region, because, for example, in Brazil you speak Portuguese, but in the rest of Latin America you speak in Spanish. So there are lots of things that you need to take in account when you want to, if you are really interested and want to work in Latin America.
Mm-hmm. And tell us about the latest headlines that you've seen in your region lately.
Well, the good news is that, as you mentioned, or I mentioned COVID, that everything is starting again. So we are seeing each other at we saw each other in Buenos Aires a few weeks ago, in Colombia. So everything, people are visiting our region, and there are very good news. For example, that Buenos Aires license has been granted, so now it's legal to bet on the most important province and city of Argentina. There's moving forward in Brazil with the law that passed the deputy of the chambers of deputy. So good things are happening. Colombia is the most settled country in the region. That it's more like it's around 5 years that is it has like a regular framework where it's legal to gamble under a federal law. So it's the most important region now in Latin America. Mexico is really big due to their population and because there are lots of very big operators. And the same in Colombia, in Peru, that they work under licenses. But again, Latin America overall is the region to see. And I think that the main operators and the providers and suppliers and everybody is looking there because we have a very nice years in the ones to come. So everything's great.
So thank you for telling us a little bit about what's going on in the territory. Is there anyone else competing in that territory? Any new contenders?
You mean in other countries that can be that are strong enough to? Mm-hmm. I think the ones that I mentioned are the ones that, well, as I said, Colombia is number one because they have like a solid framework. Brazil, due to their population and their interest, and well, we have World Cup in next November, so this will be huge for that country as well. Peru, even Chile has shows like a very good expansion in the region. So those are the countries that can be. If you say contenders like other regions that can be an exponentially growth as Latin America, I don't think so. I think the next 5 years are for Latin America. But again, you need to do it like the companies need to do it consciously. It's not just to waste money and going on advertising or whatever. You need to go to Latin America. You need to visit the shows. You need to talk to the local operators per country. If not, effort won't be worth it.
Great, thank you. And so Argentina's approach to legislation is interesting. As it's developing on a province-by-province basis, does this set up local brands for success, depending on their presence in each province?
Yeah, let's see. Despite it's very recent, Argentina's situation looks good so far. It's important to say that online betting has been legal in several provinces for many years. Provinces like San Luis, Tucumán, or Misiones, among others, have been working online betting for several years, very good and responsibly. But of course, that Argentina the eye is focused on Argentina now because both Buenos Aires, in Buenos Aires, both province and Ciudad de Buenos Aires has like 19 million people in their territory. So it's, of course, due to the population and for the brand awareness that the big companies want to achieve, I don't know, by sponsoring the main football teams of the region or putting advertising in media, in mainstream media, or even in the biggest newsletters, that makes that all the eyes are put on Argentina. They, I don't know how to say, but if they want to engage now, the Argentinian audience is the right moment because again, but the good thing as well is that the regulator settled that all those big companies that want to land in Argentina or in Buenos Aires specifically need to have a local operator, a local partner. So this is good because, as I was saying previously, the idiosyncrasy in Latin America and in Argentina specifically is really different from Europe or the US. So you need a local partner that knows the market, that knows the player, and despite most of these operators, these local partners, come from the land-based and retail industry, they are closer to the player. So I think it's a very interesting merge between that foreign company that is coming to the region and that local partner, because of course the foreign company knows about the platform, has the expertise of what worked in different countries, but the local partner knows the people, knows the country, and again about idiosyncrasy. That's really important, and it's something that I like to mention as well.
Thank you. And Buenos Aires, I know that you live there.
Yep.
Now, the city has just legalized online gambling. Have you had any feedback from the market? Has it got off to a good start?
No, yeah. As I was saying, it comes really good. Everything comes good because of this. Because I think it's not more than a year that companies are operating. So we don't know much about revenues, we don't know much about how this is going, but the experience is good because of this. 2 weeks ago we had Cikes Buenos Aires, the show in the Argentinian show, the main show. So there was these operators that are investing in the region. That's very important for us. That all those investors that come to the region invest because you need events to be held. You have lots of things in the background that if you don't have the support of these big companies, it will be really tough to make it work. But I think the process started good, and it will be really beneficial for Argentina and for the region as well.
Brilliant. And Brazil is another interesting territory, isn't it? But the clock is ticking. If they're going to launch legal betting ahead of the World Cup, do you think there'll be any more delays on that?
Yeah, I think Brazil's expectations towards legislation are on the peak due to World Cup. It has a lot to do with this. Have in mind that Brazil won, if I don't remember wrong, 5 World Cups in their whole history. So for Brazilians, this competition is everything. They need to they live for this competition as we do, as Argentinians do. But unfortunately, we don't have. There are 5 World Cups. We just have 2. But this World Cup item that you say, I think it's not a minor detail for Tier 1 operators, because of course they assume the interest and the audience that the World Cup will have in the region. So I think the World Cup is really important, and of course they see the profitability that this can have for their operations, right? But what happened with Brazil is that we've had several backs and forwards during the year, during the last year. Sorry, nothing, and they could never regulate. But what happens in the last months? The chambers of deputies, sorry, they passed the law, and now it's all the Senate needs to approve this legislation. But the difference that I see now with the previous years is that perhaps there's a more solid plan to implement the law. For example, there's an idea of that Jogo do Bicho and lottery and sports betting should be regulated jurisdictionally, while casinos and bingos will be run under a federal law. So I think this is like a quick sum up of what's happening in Brazil. That the World Cup, of course, is really important. But yeah, there's a history behind this. Behind Brazil legislation that we all hope it will pass this time for sure.
And staying with Brazil, what do you think of the upcoming elections? And do you think that those might smooth the path to legal betting or make it more complex?
Well, I can say that everything in Latin America is always a bit complex.
Yeah.
Anything goes smoothly. But yeah, especially if you talk about finance, if you talk about politics, and if you talk about betting legislation. But well, I don't know. As a Latin American, this gives us a special power when we come to more settled countries, for example. That I don't know. We do like magic in places where you have a financial instability that's huge, where you have social problems. That social problems are more normal than, for example, in what happens in several countries in Europe or in US. But again, I think I can't honestly say what will happen with the election in Brazil, because Jair Bolsonaro, the president, publicly said that if it's necessary, he will veto the law, right? So the actual president is against the law, but if the main opponent of this president is Lula da Silva, the former president, who was the one who banned slot machines and bingos more than 10 years ago, you don't know what the big picture is. So again, it's tough to say, but well, let's go step by step. The good thing is that Chamber of Deputies passed the law, and let's hope that the Senate does the same. Yeah, we all want Brazil to legalize betting because again, if it's not the most profitable country in the world, it's between the two or three due to population, because they are sports fan, they enjoy casino, they have like a unique game called Jogo do Bicho that it's similar to a bingo but with animals, and you need to bet. It has more like, it's more than 100 years of history, this game, and it's in Brazilians' idiosyncrasy. So yeah, most of the regions in Latin America have this. We are really passionate. We are yeah, we like to bet, to be honest. So it's like the perfect mix.
That's brilliant that the upcoming elections could kind of catapult the industry in that region. So that's interesting.
Yeah, but again, I don't know. Well, I don't, that I don't know. It's not the main issue, you know. But again, Lula da Silva it was was very opposed to betting years ago. So we don't know, and you know, in politics it's better not to not to mess around. So
And as you said, step by step, day by day.
Yeah. In Latin, and that's I want to emphasize this. If you are a European or US company or Asian or whatever, and you think that by coming with a lot of money, you come to Latin Americans, they are all poor. They need money. No, you need to be in there. You need to know the people. You need to drink a beer at events. You know, because we don't do things like that. We talked with several clients that want to be in our company, in our media. And the first question that we say is, are you going to travel to Latin America and come to the events and do networking with the operators, with the regulators, with the supplier in the region? No, I just want to do brand awareness. No, then don't spend the money on us. That's true. And many of the people here can say that how it is, because we will make you lose money, because it doesn't work that way. So those companies that send emails trying to look at our platform, how it's the quickest, the cheapest, and gives the best revenue, no, that doesn't work. So yeah, but of course we are always at LMG. We are always looking and seeking the best way of those companies that want to come, that want to make businesses. We are like facilitators, introducing the right people, because a big industry or a big community works well when everybody puts something. In Spanish we say un granito de arena, like small piece of sand. Like and in there we'll go and build the beach, because we are not fans of those companies that come to Latin America, don't spend money and take advantage of what the others build. So yeah, but again, we are here. We have like, I don't know, at least 5 years of big expansion in the region. There are the tier 1 operators are already looking with very good eyes. They also have their operations in Colombia, like William Hill, Betson, or Betfair. So we are here to help, and not as a company, but yeah, to bring the best community possible, because it's worth it. It's a pity if we don't build it and don't take this opportunity to take it to another level.
I like that, what you say about building community where everyone brings something to the table. That's really lovely to hear. So moving on to Colombia, now that's been up and running for a number of years now. Do you think that other countries see that as a sort of testing ground for regulation?
Yeah, if you go to every event in Latin America, you will see always the same. Sorry, I say hi. Okay. It's you will see always the Colombian regulators, the Colombian operators, and they say their experience to the whole region, and it's really good, because they worked it very responsibly. It's working. Companies are with very good revenues. It's very good for the state, for the government. That of course they receive the like part of the revenues as it should be. That if you work under an unregulated market, the government doesn't have that opportunity of making good things as, I don't know, hospitals, what happens in Colombia. So it's something serious that I think most of the countries must have in consideration, because if you don't stop illegal gambling, the government loses a lot of money, and even the user. If you're a player and you bet on an illegal bookmaker or casino or whatever, you are not protected. You are not protected. So, having said all this, most of the countries are looking and trying to copy the Colombian model. For example, Argentina followed another model, but the thing is to hear, to learn, and see what's more convenient in each case. Well, as I said, Argentina has a jurisdictional law, like province by province, as it happens in US, for example. Mexico grants licenses. Peru grants licenses as well. So yeah, the things in Colombia were really useful for the rest of the region. I know Colombia, I think they followed like the Spain model. So everything we need, it's like a Lego, you know. Everything needs to build. We need to be together to build everything, because if you don't want to learn and you think that you know everything, that what you have is the only thing that's okay, in there I think we'll have problems.
Brilliant. Thank you for your time, Agustin.
Thank
Are
you.
you going to go and enjoy the show now?
Yeah, sure. We've been in Icebox, that the master classes are okay, so if you can go and visit. And yeah, of course, tons of stands and companies that make this amazing industry bigger and bigger every day.
Brilliant. Thank you so much for your time. A
Thanks
pleasure
to you,
to meet
Katie.
you, Agustin.
Pleasure. Yeah, thanks.